It's finally happened. Our Bulls have lost the first game of the season in epic fashion, letting the Knicks run wild, playing from behind without Ayo, stopping their threes and putting them at the charity stripe 22 times, which ends our exciting streak. What's going on, Bulls fans? Hey, it was bound to happen. We know that's a fact. It was never going to exist that long. We're not the 96, 97 Bulls. That ain't a thing. We already know that. We're going to break down everything about the game tonight, and you are happy to be alongside for the ride. We're going to have a good time. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, because without you, there's no us. We know the drill. And 32.5% of you are hitting subscribe, and 67.5 are not. You need to hit subscribe so you can be up to date on all things Chicago Bulls every single day, and we'll keep you in the know. Let's get started. So, Bulls Knicks in New York, bound to happen. The streak is over. We lost after 5-game winning streak. Of course, that wasn't going to exist. But the good news is, at least we're competitive. We seem to take a step back. I personally, as an athlete, know that we might have had a little too much fun having Halloween night on Friday in Chicago going, whoop-a-doo, yeah! So we probably had a lot more fun than we were supposed to, and it showed on Sunday. And we're in New York, and the Knicks need to take care of business because they have to win. If the Knicks don't win, they are in serious trouble. We didn't need to win, so that looks like one of those games where we just walked in the wrong building at the wrong time with the wrong frame of mind, and that's what that looks like to me. That's how it seems to appear. And by the stats and by the breakdown, that's what it would be. 128-116, it's not that we were never really in this from the beginning. We were always playing from behind, and it seemed like we were always 3 or 4 steps too late. It seemed like we were within a grasp each time, and each time we would do a burst or a push, they'd knock it down. And I'll be honest, our threes were not what their threes were. Our rebounds were a little bad. Our turnovers were a little bad. But the bottom line is, we lost tonight's game for one reason and one reason only. It seems like we had a hangover from Halloween night. That is really what it looks like. And credit to the Knicks. The Knicks really did step up in every way possible. And here's where we're always honest with you. The Knicks played a solid game. They had better rebounding. They crashed the boards. And here's the other thing. They took it to the bucket. When you look later in the video, I'm going to show you, they took it to the rack and they were at the charity stripe way more than we were. They took it to the free throw line, and that's where we got hurt. And the truth is, that's where you can get hurt as a young team, because you're going to start to foul when you're a little slower. If you feel a step or two slower, you're going to foul, and that's going to cause you problems. It's just what happens when you do that. Now, if you look at that, look at the amount of fouls that we had. It's all there. It's very clear to see. You can't overcome that. If they're cutting to the lane and they're driving to the hoop and they're going to take it to the rack, and we foul more than they do, and they get put to the charity stripe. And here's the other thing. Look at the ratio. 22 free throws, 22 hit. They shot 100% from the charity stripe. They took advantage of every single point they could, milked it all, got it covered. That is what you call a quality demonstration at home for the Knicks. That was a must-win for them. I know it's early in the season, and remember this, you guys. This is the number one thing that I'm going to preach nonstop to everybody here. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. We are here for the whole season. We're going to cover the Bulls nonstop, but this is a marathon. We have to cover everything because it's going to happen in real time, but this is going to happen over the course of a full NBA season, so it's going to take time. 5-1, great start. This is how we want to do it. Was today a letdown? Yes, and it should be a letdown because we did not step up. We walked into their building and thought things were just going to go according to what we do. That's not at all what occurred, nor should it. That's not how we handle things if we're the Bulls and we're serious about being in the playoffs. Josh Giddey, if you're looking right now, his numbers are good. He was the top scorer for tonight. The difference is Josh tonight looked about a hair slower, 2 steps slower, and he seemed a little out of sync. So did the entire Bulls offense. We were okay to start the game. Then about 3 minutes in, started to slow down. In the second quarter, about 4 minutes in, started to slow down. Then in the second half, when we started off in the third quarter, started to gain some traction, slowed down. The Knicks knew how to slow us down. Pay close attention to the Knicks formula. That's what the league is going to try against us. The difference is, if you're asking me, uh, like, let's go letter grading A to F of how prepared we were tonight. We were probably a C minus, guaranteed a C minus. We did not look like the same sharp Bulls team that I saw where Mattis is just cutting and dunking, where Giddey's pushing, where Trey Jones is pushing the floor, where we have a better defensive mindset, where we're hitting our open threes. That was not tonight. We looked a scare, sluggish. And when I say scare, I think we're hungover from Halloween. I think everybody would agree we're hungover from Halloween, and that does make a big difference when it comes to our performance. Now, what did the Knicks do right tonight? Well, Jalen Brunson really did show up. He impressed tonight. 31 points. Come on. Let's just be honest. 4 from 11 from Trey and 7 out of 7. Remember, the charity stripe was the story tonight. They took it to the rack. We had to stop them. Where were our charges that we were talking about early in the season? Where was our work? That didn't happen. Now, Jalen did show up tonight, and you got to give credit where credit's due. What I really like about the Knicks tonight and how they played, they basically tried. So they ran into two different things. They had a hungover Bulls team from Halloween, and they took clear advantage of it and made sure they took it to the rack and took it to the hoop to where they could just sit at the free throw line. And if they hit their buckets, they win, and they win by a lot. And that's exactly what they did tonight. Credit where credit's due. I like to see that. That's a quality team. Now, here's the cool part. New York goes 20 of 42 from 3. That was the other thing. Their 3 was very smooth. They ranked at the top. And as I just said to you, Jalen was very, very tight with 31. That's how you look at how a team starts to elevate when they're down in the dumps and they're trying to reignite their season early in the season. And they did a great job. Credit where credit's due. That's what they did. Here's the only good thing that we can take away from the Bulls. No one's injured, and we're completely healthy, and we're ready to rock and roll. So our goal right now, we're going to go on a road trip here, and we're going to also be at home. So next game is the 76ers. We have to take care of business. I want to see how we rebound. How do we rebound from this loss? This is the most important and vital thing for the Chicago Bulls this entire season is how do we rebound? And that is going to tell me everything we need to know, because after that, we go on the road for 2 against the Bucks, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of serious deep playoff teams. So how we handle that is going to be everything to me. You guys stay tuned. We'll stay tuned, and make sure you hit like and subscribe, because we want to keep you up to date on all things Chicago Bulls. Make sure you also make sure you let me know what you think. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section, because I like to hear from you guys. This is what we do. We're Bulls team. That's how we roll. That's the whole 9 yards. And then we will see you next time. Go Bulls. Big game.